A good power system required reliability, because in any power system generations are located at few selected points and loads are distributed throughout the network, and also the system loads are keep changing from time to time. So a properly designed power system must supply power to the customers at all time, and also supply power whenever the customer demands, and also able to supply the ever changing load demand. And the power supplied should be economical and good quality, and it has to satisfy all the safety requirements. Next is necessity of voltage and frequency regulation. Normally in our country we have to maintain system frequency as 50 Hz with the variation of plus or minus 0.05 Hz. Likewise, we have to maintain bus voltage magnitude within a prescribed limited value with a variation of plus or minus 5%. The reason for maintaining constant voltage and constant frequency are we have to ensure the quality of the power being delivered to the consumers. The other reasons for maintaining constant frequencies are listed below, because most of nearly 50% of the load are inductive load. They are operating at particular speed, and this speed are directly proportional to frequency as per the formula 120 F by P. So the variation in system frequency will affect the motor performance, and also the blades of steam and water turbines are designed to operate at a particular speed, and these frequency variations will cause the change in speed, which in turn affect the generation of the power, and also will leads to a vibration and causes damage to the turbine blades. The reason for maintaining constant voltage in a system are most of our inductive loads are motor loads, and they tend to operate at over voltage as well as under voltage sometimes. And this both over voltage and under voltages are not advisable, because this leads to insulation failure, vibration as well as mechanical damages to the motor. This leads to the reduction of lifespan of the motors. And also for a specified power rating, when the power supply voltage is less, the current drawn is more, and it leads to heating problem. That's why we have to maintain constant voltage as well as constant frequency in a system. To ensure good power quality, we have to maintain constant frequency as well as constant voltage in a power system. To have a constant frequency and constant voltage, we have to control real power and reactive power respectively, because we are having strong coupling between real power and frequency. Likewise, reactive power and voltage are having strong coupling. Normally we have to maintain a balance between generation side and load side for both active as well as for reactive power. For controlling a frequency, we have to check the balance for active power. If the power generation is equal to power demand, then we can say we are maintaining a constant frequency. If power generation is more than the power demand, at this time the frequency will get increased. It is like pedaling a cycle without any load. At this time the speed of the cycle is more. In AC system, we are having a relation between speed and frequency, that is N is equal to 120 F by P. This N is directly proportional to frequency. So if the speed get increased, the frequency also will get increased. It means that at the generation side we are having more generation. It means we are having more input or more speed of the turbine than the load side, so that we are having a increase in frequency. Likewise, if the power generation is less than the power demand, we are having more load than the power generation. At this time the speed of the turbine will get reduced. It means like you're pedaling a cycle with heavy load. So at this time our speed will get reduced. If the speed reduces, its proportionality, the frequency also will get decreases. We'll see the relation between reactive power and voltage. If we are having a perfect balance between reactive power generation and reactive power demand, the voltage will be maintained constant. If reactive power generation is more than the reactive power demand, at this time the voltage will get increased. Likewise, if reactive power generation is less than reactive power demand, the voltage will get decreased. In last case, we are having more demand for reactive power. It means we are having more inductive load. So if inductive load will have less power factor and it takes more current, if there is more current, there will be a less voltage. So hence we can say that if there is more power demand, reactive power demand, we are having less voltage. In second case, we are having more generation. It means we are having capacitor at the generator side. So it means we are having more power factor, less current and more voltage. Now we'll see the basic control loop available in power system, and this is what the power system we mean so far. We are having generation, transmission, distribution and utilization in the entire power system. In generation, we will be having a three-phase alternator. It is going to generate a three-phase power with a particular terminal voltage, and there will be having a indoor switcher in that the step-up transformer available in that indoor switcher is going to step up the terminal voltage into a higher voltage level. And next is transmission network. This transmission network is going to transmit the high stepped up generator voltage to various locations by using transmission tower and transmission lines. And after that, we are having distribution. There will be having a step down transformer. It is going to step down the transmitted generator voltage to a required local distribution voltage levels, and with the help of distribution transformers and distribution lines, we are going to distribute the generated power to the utilization, that is consumers. This is what the power system actually we mean. Now we'll see what type of control is used in a power system and what for that control is used and when the control is employed in a power system. We'll see different controls available in generating side. The very first one is load frequency control, LFC, and second one is automatic voltage regulator, AVR. In load frequency control, we will be maintaining frequency as a constant. That means we have to maintain a frequency at 50 Hz with a tolerable limit of plus or minus 0.05 Hz. It can be achieved by adjusting the power generation according to the varying load, because in power system, load is never constant. It is keep on changing from time to time. So accordingly, we have to adjust the power generation in order to maintain a synchronization in a power system, because working in one nation, one grid and one frequency, so we have to maintain that synchronization. That means we have to maintain a constant frequency. This is very, very important. And next one is automatic voltage regulator. Here we have to maintain voltage, terminal voltage, generator terminal voltage as constant by adjusting the reactive power. Reactive power in the sense we are going to have a control on the generator field current, that is excitation. We all know that a three-phase alternator required two inputs. One is main mechanical input coming from the turbine to the generator, and another one is field excitation, that is coming from my excitation system. Without field excitation, that is field current, we cannot achieve a magnetic field in a machine, and without this magnetic field we cannot have energy conversion from mechanical input to an electrical output. So we are having two inputs to the generator. Now we are going to have a control on these two inputs. The very first one is mechanical input. Just consider that we are having a variation in load, and for that we have to adjust the power generation. In order to adjust this power generation, what we have to do is we have to adjust the mechanical input coming into the generator. So the mechanical input is coming from the turbine, so it means that altogether we are controlling the steam input or the water input coming into the turbine, which is connected to the shaft of the generator. Right. So if we are going to have a control on the input coming to the turbine, altogether it is having a control on the shaft which is connected to the generator. So the shaft rotation will get varied. It means we are indirectly meaning that we are controlling the speed of the generator. So if in the AC system we all know, yes, speed is directly proportional to frequency. Now due to the variation in steam input, it is going to reflect in speed of the shaft, and this and in turn it is going to reflect in the frequency variation. This all happened due to the variation in the load. Because of this variation in load, we are adjusting the power generation by means of varying the steam input or water input coming into the turbine. This turbine is connected directly to the generator by means of shaft, and thereby we are controlling the speed of the shaft. This speed is directly proportional to frequency. So altogether, at last, we are having a control on frequency. Because of load, we are adjusting the power generation. By means of adjusting power generation, we are having control on frequency. So that we are calling this as load frequency control, in short LFC. The second control loop available at the generating side is automatic voltage regulator, in which we are going to control the generator field current provided by the exciter to the generator field winding for controlling the terminal voltage of the generator by means of regulating the reactive power in a machine. The very first thing we have to ensure in an alternator is the field creation. For creating that field, we are supplying field current to the field winding. That field current we are calling that as the reactive current. Because of that reactive current and the EMF induced in a machine, we are getting the reactive power, and so that's why we are calling that synchronous generator is also a source of reactive power. And by means of controlling that reactive power, we are having a control on the terminal voltage. These are the two control loops available at the generating side, and for maintaining frequency at constant, we are having a adjustment in power generation, and for maintaining the terminal voltage as constant, we are having adjustment in the field current. Now we'll see the different controls available at transmission side. The very first one is series compensation, second one is shunt compensation, and last one, that recent one, is FACS devices. It is a combination of series and shunt compensation. In series compensation, we are going to maintain a constant real power profile. That means the series compensation is required for transmitting the real power from one place to another place in a transmission network, and whereas this shunt compensation is required for maintaining a constant voltage profile. And the last one is FACS devices. It is nothing but the combination of both series and shunt compensation, in which we can achieve both real power transfer as well as the voltage profile by means of using FC and UPQC. These are all the advanced devices that can achieve both real power and voltage compensation available at distribution side. The very first one is demand management. Demand management is nothing but the switching on and off of the load. In short, we can say as load shedding. You might have heard a word called shutdown. This is nothing but the load shedding. And the second one is shunt capacitor. This shunt capacitor is used for achieving the constant voltage profile. And last is to step down the transmitted voltage level to a required distribution voltage level. And if there is any mismatch in that voltage at the secondary side, with the help of this tap setting, we can maintain the distribution voltage as a constant one. Seen the strong coupling between real power and frequency and also reactive power and voltage. Now we'll see the controls available in all levels of power system for that real power and frequency control. The very first one is load frequency control, and in transmission side we are having series compensation, and in distribution side we are having demand management. And similarly, and for reactive power and voltage control, in generation side we are having AVR, that is automatic voltage regulator. In transmission side we are having shunt compensation, and last side, then distribution side, we are having shunt capacitor and mainly transformer tap setting. And we are having two control loops in a power system. One is real power and frequency control, and second one is reactive power and voltage control. The PF control will be discussing in unit 2, and QV control will be discussing in unit 3. This is what the basic control loops available in a power system. One is for real power and frequency, and second one is reactive power and voltage control.